Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadtoruler.com. With your morning horn of Z's, I already drank my coffee. I was working all morning on the Friday road trip for private road members that has been posted. You will get an email in the mail where to find the link, or you can just go to the website under the private road section. It's all about my take on what's going to happen now that Trump has delayed the Kennedy assassination. My plan documents my plan to I've sold some of my silver to buy some cryptos for the next 180 days because I don't see Trump letting the silver manipulation end in the next 180 days. So I'll take advantage of some of the cryptos that have some big announcements looming. And I have listed those in the Friday road trip for private road members. If you guys are interested, just go to roadtoruler.com and subscribe. All right, let's go over some quick zero hedge news. OxyContin Nation, meet the billionaire family who helped spark America's opioid crisis. The opioid crisis is part of the deep state, the bad guys. You know, half of what we were doing in Afghanistan was helping secure the poppy farming that was going on by our CIA. So yeah, it's all a mess. Can it end? Yeah, maybe. But the criminality goes from top to bottom. So if they're too afraid to release the JFK documents after 55 years, how afraid are they of ending the deep state? So not much hope for us on that front over the next 180 days, but maybe after that, who knows? UBS CEO on Brexit, more and more unlikely. It will move thousands of jobs out of London. With Brexit negotiations still at a delicate stage, here's the first bit of good news for the City of London in some time. Will Brexit happen? Yes. This is a revolution that's going on behind the scenes, and the criminals that have run the system for so long, they wanted a one-world government. They wanted to put all of England into the euro, all of the Americas into the Amero, and Asia to have their own currency, and then they were going to meld it all together into a one-world currency, one-world government that is being fought. And that's what the Brexit's all about. That's what Trump is all about, the Trump election. Catalonia, Spain, it's all about breaking away from the criminals that control us. Obama's IRS admits to specifically targeting Tea Party conservatives. Well, what else is new? Yeah, but when do people go to jail is what I want to know. I think half of CNN belongs in jail right now, if you ask me. Every time I turn on, I'm like flabbergasted that they get away with saying the crap that they do. What happens when the market can no longer pretend? The markets can pretend forever. Steve Mnuchin is the computer programming guy from Goldman Sachs. He was head of IT. He's at the U.S. Treasury now. He clicks a button. Every time he wants the market to do something, you just click a little button. It is the easiest thing to do in the history of markets. No such thing as a free market. There hasn't been since Alan Greenspan invented the first computer programs in the 60s to rig the markets. And it's been going ever since. And I do think it will end one day, but it won't end because the market overtook anything. No, gold and silver are not going to destroy the market manipulators. They can rig the market 300 times the current supply of gold and silver with a click of a mouse at any moment. More on the MGM. Shots fired, releases audio of security guard reporting Las Vegas shooting. The reality of what's going on there, so obvious, a false flag by now. There were shootings, I hear, in 4 hotels now, in the lobby at the exact same time. Part to create that fear that people were looking for. I don't know who died or how many people died. I do know that 600 people were not injured. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 interviews, and they were fake interviews, if you ask me. But I do think some people were shot. But that happens with every false flag. There are deaths. A false flag doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means that it was done for a different purpose and reason than what they told you. Hannity reacts to Mueller probe charges. When will Hillary be indicted? Mueller is a agent of the deep state, agent of the Clinton family. He will probably, he's under investigation too, behind the scenes by the good guys. So Mueller and Comey and that whole cadre of criminals know that they're running out of time, so Mueller will probably say, oh, these people have to go to jail, Trump people. It will not be received well by the good guys. They will take Mueller and they will string him up. And there's so many crimes you can convict him of. So, but like I said, Trump delaying the Kennedy papers is going to delay the takedown of the bad guys. We're going to have more bullshit from Mueller and Comey and Clinton and the Podesta brothers, and it just drags on and on. Hopefully WikiLeaks will pull the trigger. They have all the documents that need to go out as far as collusion and even the murder of Seth Rich, the IT guy for the Democratic National Party. They've got all that documentation. The question is, when are they going to pull the trigger? Catalan leader urges peaceful rebellion as Spain takes over government. There's no such thing as a peaceful rebellion. It's going to get either ugly or it's going to die off. And the Catalan people weren't ready to go on their own. The federal government owned all the power and the money and all that. So what are they going to do? They're going to start from scratch? No. It's going to get ugly and ugly and uglier and uglier. But at the same time, the European Union will be breaking down. So that'll be really interesting over the next 6 months. There was a lot of JFK documents released. A lot of smoking guns in there to things that were half released before. Just, like there was an extra bullet hole in the front windscreen of Kennedy's car, and it says it in the documents that have been released, which means there was a second shooter. That is proof of the second shooter, because the magic bullet theory didn't account for the bullet that came through the window of the front of the limousine. So yeah, that's in the documents, and there's a whole lot more. Everybody's weeding through it. There's like 10 or 20 things already that have either confirmed suspicions that there was more than one shooter, or is brand new stuff. This is the Surgeon General report that said there was a bullet that came through the window into the throat of Kennedy, the front window, which is impossible since Lee Harvey Oswald was behind the president. What else? Spain, Prime Minister fires Catalan government. Like I said, it's going to get ugly in Spain. This is northern Spain. But Catalan, they have a lot of people, but they don't have an army. They don't have a lot of the infrastructure that a federal government has. So, it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be peaceful revolution because it's all they can do. What are they supposed to do other than, march on the streets? So it could get ugly because the federal government will probably come in with guns, and not many in Spain citizens have guns. I think it is illegal to own most kinds of guns without some kind of a permit. I'm not sure on that though. I know it is in the UK, so I would assume the EU, the rulers of the European Union, don't want the citizens to have any guns at all, which is more than likely that they don't. So what are they going to fight with? Exactly. A Republican group that helped finance Trump dossier revealed, and surprisingly, it wasn't John McCain, the RNC, or the Cruz campaign. Who was it? Let's click on that. It was the Washington Free Beacon, conservative website, reportedly told a congressional panel that it paid Fusion GPS to conduct opposition research on Trump during the primary, but asked to stop in May 2016 when it became apparent that Trump would be the nominee. The DNC and Clinton campaigns, through lawyer Mark Elias, contracted Fusion to dig into Trump's background in April of 2016, which is when the real work that led to the dossier's creation began. Complete criminality on the part of the DNC and the Clinton campaign. Clinton, Washington, Schultz, Podesta are all claiming that they had no idea this was going on. It's complete bullcrap. And WikiLeaks has the emails if we want to see them, if they're going to release them. So it's automatic that Clinton and Podesta's Debbie Washington Schultz lied to Congress. That's a jailable offense. Not that they needed more. J. Edgar Hoover need to convince the public that Oswald is real assassin. It's complete bullshit. We're being lied to us by our government over and over and over again, Kennedy included. Let's see. Interesting, the Hungarian Prime Minister Orban launches intelligence probe into George Soros' Open Society Network. Good. Soros needs to go to jail. He's one of the leaders of the bad guys. Mueller reportedly ready to file first charges in Russia probe. Here we go. 5 months after Assistant Attorney General Rod Rosenstein tasks Robert Mueller with taking over the Justice Department investigation. These are all guys involved in the Uranium One deal. Into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. CNN is reporting. Breaking news from CNN is reporting that the first charges have been filed and that arrests could be made in the coming days. CNN. Will CNN go to jail? Just the whole company, every employee of CNN, they should. But I wouldn't doubt that Mueller is like right on the brink of being exposed as the criminal that he is. He's already been exposed, along with Rod Rosenstein, along with all the other people in that criminal cadre. So yeah, of course he's going to throw up some charges against anybody he can. It'll be interesting if they arrest someone, because they would need pretty damn good proof that an arrestable offense has happened. And then, if I was Trump, I'd just arrest all of them at the exact same moment. Mueller, Comey, Clinton, Podesta, Wasserman Schultz. And I'd arrest them for a lot more charges than what they're going to trump up on the Trump people. More info on the JFK files. You get a lot of CIA insider dirt on how many false flags and terrorist bombings and plots that they are involved with, the CIA. The world's new reserve currency, everything you need to know about the Petro Yuan. I don't think the Petro Yuan has anything to do with anything, truthfully. It's ridiculous. The Petro Yuan could be destroyed with the click of a mouse by Steve Mnuchin if they want, but they're not going to. The US dollar is the king because Steve Mnuchin controls the computer programs that control all markets. The Petro Yuan, a theoretically backed yuan, who cares? Who cares? Who cares if any currency is backed by anything? The faith in the people who control the amount of the supply is what is being called into question. So any backing of anything is going to go by the wayside. So there's going to be no revaluation of the world's economic system, no revaluation of the dollar. There will be a destruction. The derivative markets are way too big for any big changes to happen because they would destroy all banks at the very same time. All banks, even if they don't have derivatives, because their customers bank with banks that have derivatives, then they won't have any money. We've gone around and around on this. Even Obama's CIA director thinks Clinton's dossier payments need to be investigated. Of course they do. All right, if you want to get rich, climb into a time machine. I would say if you want to get rich, go buy some Bitcoin, go buy some Litecoin, go buy some of the ones that I mentioned in today's Friday road trip that are really on the brink of really exploding higher over the next 180 days. Buy the cryptos. Anyway, that's an update for Saturday, the 28th. This is BixWeirRoadToRoot.com. Make sure you go to RoadToRoot.com. Like this video, thumbs up, send it to friends, and we are moving on. Talk to you later.